When burying her husband, Aline decided to enter the mysterious barn he had always kept locked for years, out of her reach. Since they got married, Lucas always had a mysterious barn on the outskirts of their property. He never allowed Aline inside, always saying it was just a place to store tools and agricultural equipment. But now, with the sadness of Lucas's loss still weighing heavy on her heart, Aline decides it's time to finally unravel the secrets of the barn. Aline stood before the imposing door of the barn, a structure of solid wood that seemed to guard not only tools but also her husband's deepest secrets. She had always wondered what Lucas hid inside there, why he kept that place so far from her reach. Now, with the cold key between her trembling fingers, she felt the weight of curiosity mixed with the pain of loss. Aline's heart races with excitement and anxiety as she steps into the barn, illuminated only by the faint light filtering through the cracks in the aged boards. It's as if she's entering a completely new world, full of mysteries and secrets waiting to be revealed. The sky was tinged with deep orange, the sun about to set on the horizon, casting long shadows over the tranquil landscape of the farm. Aline took a deep breath, gathering courage to unravel the enigma that had accompanied her for so long. With a soft click, the key turned in the lock, echoing in the silence of dusk. The door creaked open, revealing a dark and mysterious interior. Aline hesitated for a moment, observing the gloom that enveloped the space. Then, with determination, she took a step forward. The smell of old wood and damp earth enveloped her senses as she crossed the threshold of the barn. Sunlight filtered through the cracks in the walls of worn boards, creating patterns of dancing shadow and light on the earthen floor. Aline advanced slowly, her footsteps echoing in the cavernous interior of the barn. She reached out to touch the old tools hanging on the walls, feeling the cold metal beneath her fingers. Each object seemed to hold a story, a silent memory of hard work and happy days that Lucas had spent there. In the center of the barn, there was a workbench covered in dust and cobwebs. Aline approached, wiping the surface with the sleeve of her blouse. Beneath the layer of dirt, she discovered something unexpected, a small wooden box, carved with intricate patterns. Her heart raced with excitement as she lifted the lid of the box, revealing a treasure trove of forgotten memories. Inside, there were old photographs, letters yellowed with age, and small objects that seemed to belong to a past life. With trembling hands, Aline holds the dusty wooden box, feeling the rough texture beneath her fingers. She hesitates for a moment, her heart pounding in her chest, before finally lifting the lid and revealing its hidden contents. Inside the box, a stack of letters yellowed with time meets her eager eyes. Each envelope is a time capsule, containing words of love and tenderness written by Lucas's hand. Aline feels a lump form in her throat as she pulls out one of the letters and holds it against her chest, as if she could feel the warmth of the love it contains. Carefully, she opens the envelope and unfolds the paper, revealing the carefully written words that leap from the page. Each sentence is like a gentle melody, touching Aline's heart and bringing tears to her eyes. She reads every word with reverence, allowing herself to be transported back in time to the moments of happiness she shared with Lucas. As Aline explores the contents of the box, her hands find an old photograph, worn with time. She gently pulls it out, feeling a mixture of curiosity and apprehension as she sees the image revealed before her eyes. Aline holds one of the photographs with trembling hands, observing Lucas's smiling face next to an unknown woman. A wave of emotion hits her as she realizes there is more to discover than she had imagined. In the photo, Lucas is smiling next to another woman, his arms around her in a way that makes Aline's heart ache with a strange and painful sensation. Her eyes fix on the image, studying every detail as her mind tries to comprehend the meaning behind that frozen scene in time. A wave of conflicting emotions washes over her, a mixture of anger, sadness, and confusion. She wonders who that woman is, what is the story behind that photo, and how it can affect everything she thought she knew about the relationship she shared with Lucas. Aline holds the photograph with trembling hands, observing every detail as if it were the first time she saw Lucas. Her heart, already so wounded by his loss, now shatters completely in the face of the irrefutable proof of his betrayal. The tears, once held back with effort, now flow freely, leaving wet trails on her cheeks. She feels as if she is sinking into a sea of turbulent emotions, each wave of pain and disillusionment dragging her into the abyss of sadness. Aline thought she knew Lucas like the back of her hand, that their love was indestructible. But now, faced with the image that challenges all her certainties, she feels as if she is lost in a dark labyrinth, unsure of which way to turn. Every memory shared with Lucas is now tinged with a bitterness she didn't know existed. Every laugh, every hug, seemed to her like a cruel lie, an illusion crumbling before her eyes like sandcastles washed away by the tide. She closes her eyes tightly, trying to block out the pain threatening to consume her completely. But the anguish is there, like a dark shadow looming over her, whispering words of doubt and despair in her ears. Yet, a spark of determination still burns within Aline. She refuses to let Lucas's betrayal define her, defeat her. She rises with courage, her eyes dry of tears. With the photograph still in her hands, Aline knows it's time to confront the past, to face the truth head-on. As Aline examines the love letters, her fingers find something unexpected, a small key hidden among the envelopes yellowed with time. She holds it with surprise, feeling the weight of the cold metal against her palm. As if faced with a puzzle to be solved, her thoughts revolve around the meaning of this key, hidden among declarations of love. Aline examines the key carefully, noting the intricate details engraved on its surface. It looks ancient, perhaps as old as the love expressed in the letters surrounding it. Her mind fills with questions. What does this key unlock? What was Lucas trying to hide? Aline feels like a detective following the clues left by Lucas, her heart pulsating with excitement and nervousness as she ventures into the barn in search of answers. The key she found among the love letters seems to be the key to unraveling the mysteries he left behind. With the key firmly in her hand, Aline searches every corner of the barn, her eyes examining each object for clues. And then, she sees it, an old chest, covered in dust and forgotten in a dark corner of the barn. With her heart pounding, Aline approaches the chest and inserts the key into the lock. She turns the key carefully, the metallic sound echoing through the silence of the barn as the lock clicks open. With a sigh of anticipation, Aline lifts the lid of the chest and is greeted by a dazzling sight. Inside the chest are hidden treasures, ancient documents, gleaming jewels, and a letter sealed with Lucas's wax seal. The old documents are carefully stacked, yellowed with time, each page telling a part of the story she can hardly wait to unravel. She examines the papers with eager eyes, absorbing every word as if reading a secret kept for centuries. Among the documents, a gleaming jewel catches her eye. It's a bracelet studded with gemstones that shine like stars in the night sky. Aline holds it with reverence, marveling at its beauty and the meaning it may contain. She wonders who the original owner of the bracelet was, what stories and memories it carries with it. Was it a gift from Lucas, a symbol of their love? Or perhaps it's a relic from a bygone era, a reminder of a time and place that now exist only in the dusty pages of documents. Carefully, Aline puts the bracelet on her wrist, feeling its comforting weight against her skin. She knows that this jewel is more than just a beautiful object, it's a link to the past, a bridge between generations and stories that came before her. Aline shivers as she discovers that Lucas was part of an ancient lineage of nobles. With a sigh, Aline carefully stores the documents, knowing they are an invaluable treasure, a window into a world she can barely fully comprehend. Determined to unravel the mystery behind the woman in the photograph, Aline begins a personal investigation. She examines every detail of the image, studying the woman's face as if she could find hidden clues in the contours of her features. With the help of friends and even private investigators, Aline delves into old records, archives, and family stories. She follows every lead, every rumor, hoping to uncover the truth behind Lucas's betrayal. And then, when she least expects it, Aline makes a startling discovery. The woman in the photograph is not just any stranger, she is part of an ancient and noble lineage, as powerful and influential as Lucas's own family. The revelation hits Aline like an avalanche, leaving her stunned and breathless. Shock and pain mix within her as she absorbs the brutal truth. Lucas was betraying her in the barn he never let her enter. Every peaceful night she spent, trusting him, now turns into an open wound, burning with betrayal. But the revelation doesn't stop there. Aline also discovers that the reason they never married is rooted in a web of ancient intrigues between the two families. Resentment and rivalry that endure for generations. Aline feels like she's sinking into an abyss of betrayal and disappointment. The ground seems to disappear beneath her feet, leaving her adrift in a sea of tumultuous emotions. She wonders how she could have been so naive, so blind to Lucas's true intentions, marrying Aline only to keep up appearances. And how can she move forward, knowing that the man she trusted was capable of betraying her trust so cruelly? But Aline refuses to let Lucas's betrayal define her, defeat her. She knows she needs to find a way to move forward, to leave the past behind and build a future for herself. Determined to secure her rights, Aline seeks the guidance of an experienced lawyer. She walks into the law office with determination, her steps echoing down the hallway as she prepares to face this new challenge head-on. The lawyer listens attentively as Aline recounts her story, the painful details flowing from her lips with a mix of sadness and determination. He examines the documents she brought with her, his keen eyes scanning every line for clues about Aline's rights. And then, as he finishes examining the documents, his expression lights up with a pleasant surprise. He reveals to Aline that, as Lucas's lawful wife, she is entitled to a significant portion of the fortune he left behind. I'm so relieved to finally be here, you know? It's like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders just by being in this office. I was so nervous before coming here, but now I'm ready to face this head-on. Often, just taking the first step towards resolving a problem can bring great relief. Courage and determination are your greatest allies in this process. I hope so. I never imagined I would have to deal with something like this, you know? It feels like my life has been turned upside down since Lucas passed away. But I'm determined to do whatever it takes to secure my rights. Imagine. And you're on the right track. Now, let me take a look at these documents you brought. They will be crucial in understanding your situation better. I'll analyze every detail carefully to ensure we have all the necessary information. Of course, here they are. I brought everything I found relevant. After a few minutes of silence while the lawyer examines the documents, he says, Aline, there's something interesting here. It seems you may be entitled to a significant portion of the fortune Lucas left behind. It appears Lucas left things very well documented. Based on what I see here, your chances are quite promising. Really? That's amazing. I never imagined I could have such a strong claim. I don't even know what to say. This completely changes things for me. I'm glad I could bring good news, Aline. Now, let's work together to ensure you receive what is rightfully yours as soon as possible. Aline's eyes widen with disbelief and gratitude. She can hardly believe the surprising news she has just received. All the pain and betrayal she endured suddenly seem worth it in the face of the prospect of a secure and stable future. With a sigh of relief, Aline thanks the lawyer for his guidance and leaves the office with a renewed sense of purpose. She knows there are still challenges ahead, but now she has renewed hope and determination to face them head-on. With the promise of a fortune to receive and courage, Aline is ready to claim what is rightfully hers and build a new life and a bright future. With a mix of feelings, Aline closes the heavy barn door for the last time. She looks back one last time, feeling a tug at her heart, before turning and moving forward toward her new destiny. Selling the farm is a difficult but necessary decision. Aline knows it's time to leave the past behind and start anew in a big city, full of opportunities and possibilities. She bids farewell to the fields and rural life with a sad smile, thankful for the peace and serenity she found there, but eager for what the future holds. With her share of Lucas's inheritance, Aline feels freer than ever before. She decides it's time to fulfill an old dream, to travel the world and explore new cultures, landscapes, and experiences. With a backpack on her back and a smile on her face, she embarks on an exciting journey full of adventures. From city to city, country to country, Aline marvels at the beauty and diversity of the world around her. She meets amazing people, tastes delicious foods, and experiences moments that will be etched in her memory forever. Each new destination is a discovery, an opportunity to reinvent herself and connect with the universe in a unique way. Throughout her journey, Aline discovers more about herself than she ever thought possible. She finds courage within herself, learns to trust her intuition, and discovers the joy of living in the present moment. She becomes a citizen of the world, with an open heart to all the possibilities life has to offer. Let me know in the comments if you would have done the same as Aline did after discovering her husband's betrayal and ended up with a fortune in her hands. Thank you for watching until the end and see you in the next video.